I understand.
So quickly to run through this. So what you have, this is a Volvo V90 Cross Country, and we've integrated Android operating system in the car. So this is actually Android running. This is not Android Auto where you're projecting from the phone. So Volvo has developed their UI. So this is the Sensus UI that you would find even today in the cars that they were shipping. A lot of functionality, for example, that they would do normally on the left for the car itself, and then a lot of third-party applications that you can access to the right. But again, this is the way the Volvo would do their UI. Normally they do HVAC on the bottom, it's always accessible, and through Android, for example, you can always turn on the HVAC and turn it off. This is one of the functionalities, but obviously there's a lot more you can do through this. You can always turn it off. It's nice. I sit here for a long time, so it's nice to have some air. You can turn it off. Other things we have, navigation. So for example, you have Google Maps in this case, which we've integrated into this UI. We can see that we picked dark theme. And you also have things like, if you signed in, you can go to recent places and you can actually access things like home, work, and etc.
Perfect.
The other things, third-party applications I mentioned already. All they do is they implement two basically APIs, Media Browse, Media Session, and what happens is the Volvo develops the template, if you will, which complies to those APIs, and everything just works. You can press play, and we can see we can pause play using hardware buttons, which again integrated through Android. You can also control volume. You can see standard Android, the bar 4 volume. You know, you can use steering wheel buttons, all that stuff. Phone, as I said, is the only thing in here that we actually do pair through Bluetooth. So this is using Bluetooth host on Android on one side, and Bluetooth, obviously, a client host on the Pixel. And you can see this is in display PBAP 1.6, which gives you the icons and a few other things that you can do. Recent calls, dialing, it's all functions. The last thing I'm going to demonstrate really quickly is actually home automation through Assistant, as well as using Assistant to do other things in the car. So assume that's your house. A lot of times for me it's like I either leave the lights on or I need to change my temperature. Why? Because it's I.O. I get tired. This happens. So you can do things like, for example, so third parties, all they do is they integrate with Assistant, and we basically make it available in the car. So you can do things like turn the lights on in the living room to purple.
You got it. Changing two lights
I just
to
made this shit
purple.
up, so excuse me, but you know, there's all kinds of stuff you can do, which is the same thing that you were at home or somewhere else. If you wanted to change the temperature, you can do things like change the temperature in my living room to 65 degrees. And we
Sure,
can see
setting the living room to 65 degrees.
But obviously controlling things in your home is one thing. You also want to control things potentially in your car as well. So we can do things like make it cooler in the car.
Okay, turning the air conditioning on.
So when you're driving, these are the things you want to focus on. Make it warmer in the car.
Okay, turning off the air conditioning.
How snappy it is.
Yeah, I mean, it works really
unusual
well.
to see even today in the cars.
So it works really well, and I mean, and the beauty, if you think about Android, you think about even Google Assistant these days. It's a platform. A lot of developers are developing for these platforms. Like that was they developed purely for Google Assistant, just functions in here, no additional things needed.
Amazing.
Cool, awesome.
Perfect.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate it.